Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Okay, we're good. All right. The delay's a little long, so sorry about that. But hey, um, probably not going to get a whole too many viewers, I imagine, because there isn't going to be a category assigned to this. Because today we are going to be kind of breaking down and making our own server. And I have gone to different streamers, kind of seen what they've done, put together it. The most impressive, in my opinion, is Pirate Software. Their Discord is so good. So I've had some notes, put that together, and today we're going to put at least a good first version of what I would consider a good hub for all the things that we want to go into as far as developing oneself and all the different categories we're going to go into with that, as well as just a place for people to, hang out, as well as people who just don't care about any of that and just want to watch me play horror games. And I hope you all like the little PNG guy that we have in the corner now. Yesterday we finished up the overall art. We made the open mouth, closed mouth, open eye, closed eye, and I'm using a program called ViadoTube Mini, and that's what most PNG tubers use. You can get pretty fancy with it, with like a couple of custom emotes and things of that nature. For the most part, I don't think I'm going to do any of that because the next step is probably going more towards the rigging of a actual VTuber model. Let me go ahead and just announce to my people. Oh, I can't. I'll do that on my phone then. Maybe sometime this week I could do a be right back kind of thing. Oh, let's get rid of the cursor. Is that something I can do? Let's see here. You capture cursor. Yeah, let's take that off. It's just a black screen. Why is it just a black screen? Let's see. Can you tell this is my second stream? There we go. Much better. Go ahead and put... let my friends know that I'm on. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and close that. Open up my notes. Well, I hope everyone is doing all right today. It is a nice, cool day. I actually like it pretty cold. So today being very sunny but very cold, I'm a fan. Eating a fruit shake. It's one of my ways of trying to eat healthier, where I make myself a milkshake of spinach, raw spinach leaves, banana, frozen blueberries, frozen strawberries, and black chia seeds. Put it all in there, and then it's pretty tasty and it's pretty healthy. So that mixed with trying to eat green beans more regularly is kind of helped with eating healthier. You do what you can, I'm not gonna go full vegetarian, but I'm at least gonna try to do better, and that's all you can really ask for. Alrighty then. So what do we got here? Maybe actually I could show you what this looks like first, since we talked about the ViadoTube Mini. Let's see if I can switch this over. I'll probably have to go screen, which is never a good idea. Let's see here. Let's do this little screen capture, which is dangerous. It is not recommended. Look, you can barely see him. He's just, you can see the beak for like a split second. All right, but it's what's needed. So I'll go ahead and add a display capture. Okay. All right, don't look at all the apps on the side. So as you can see, this is what the PNG tuber thing looks like. So you have on the far left is your sensitivity. So when it passes that line, that's when they know that you're like talking, right? So if I put this way up here, she doesn't really move. She's just kind of not doing anything. But if I just breathe, like say the background noise is already over it, so it's constantly yelling. So you want just enough where when you talk normally, you can, you know, have that go through, but the background noise doesn't peak it, you know? I don't really know what the microphone delay sensitivity is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know. I have no idea. So, you know, we have the mouth closed, the mouth open, then we have the eyes closed, mouth closed, and the mouth closed, eyes open. And from what I could tell, I originally thought that you had to, like, have a camera on in order to tell if it was blinking or if your mouth was open. But in reality, it's just audio. It's literally just audio only, and it's really nice. You have a couple of different settings here. We have the closed mouth motion where it's just static, where it's like, okay, so let's turn this off. So this is the transition with nothing else, right? This is just vibing. So if there's a lot of silence, there's at least some movement. This is like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. Oh my god. Honestly, this would be annoying though to have that constantly motion all the time. So, which is why I'm not doing anything with the stop motion. Bouncy, honestly, kind of adorable. I was considering doing bouncy, not gonna lie. And this one's also solid. It's just cute little hops. This one is a lot. We're not going to do that. So then it's the same animations, except this time only when talking. So when I talk, I'm so afraid. Oh my God, I'm so afraid. And it's, so I like the excited one, right? The mouth transitions, this is like, if you want anything specifically where when you go from talking to not talking, you want a little bit of a oomph. So right now I have none. So let's put this where it's static, and then I do a transition where I jump to talk, right? Which honestly is pretty cute. It's pretty good. But if I just keep on talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, they're not really moving, right? And I was thinking about doing both, but honestly it's a lot of movement because there's an initial jump and then you're just bouncy because of that. So I'm fine with just this, where, you know, there's some movement involved. And it looks like you can create different states with different pictures. You can set hotkeys or hotkey mode to change to different modes. You can do display settings where you can kind of have different displays in the background. I like doing it so it's, you know, it's kind of like a green screen effect, where it's just like, it makes it so that I can see behind it. One of the reasons is because Mama Dodo is transparent, and I like the fact that I could see the game behind the character. You know what I mean? Then you can load and save, etc. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and remove that. There we go. We're in a normal spot now. Alrighty then. So, back. You can show up when I highlight it, but as soon as I move away, it goes transparent. It's really nice. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It literally is just you download it. Oh, which reminds me, I need to go back and pay. It's a pay as you want model, so you can get it for free if you don't want to pay, but every little bit counts. You know how it is. Actually, let me check something. I want to see. Yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. Just double checking to make sure I said everything right for the stream. I'm not in any kind of category, so it's fine. Today it is a little bit more awkward because building a community or going into maybe tutorials, maybe it's kind of a category. Is that a category? Tutorial? Yeah, no. It's not tutorial. It's just like I'm building the Discord live, right? I'm doing the behind the scenes stuff in front of the scenes. One, so that other people can reference it and learn from it, and two, it's difficult to have kind of like a walkthrough from a source. I personally like to take from many different sources, which is why I have notes from multiple different places. And the places that I took from Crusader, I took from Shy Lily, and I took from Pirate Software. And there's a lot of probably like really good Discords that I could learn from, but I felt like with the combination of those, as far as seeing the kind of big communities and good communities that are involved, that kind of see what kind of safety rails are in place, right? So I really like the one I was really impressed with, the Pirate Software, because that one, it was like you just click certain groups that you're a part of, and then by clicking on which groups you want to be a part of and you're interested in, you are notified only on those topics. So you can have a lot of people with many different interests in the same location that isn't bogged down by stuff they don't care about. And considering I'm going into art, I will going into music, I am going into game design, I am going into a lot of different directions with this, and in writing and stuff like that. I plan to bring in people who have interest in wanting to growth in that aspect as well. So seeing it done this way really does make it very interesting and very clear. So, but the question is, how do you do that? Well, I think one of the biggest ones is icons, stuff like that. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, as far as the list of things to do, we are going to update the Discord, and that's what our main focus on today is going to be. But we also want to update our socials with the new pictures. So what we finished building yesterday with the mouth open, eyes open, is kind of what I want the icons on all the things to be. Just because the mouth closed is just not... It's a little just like, it's just staring through my soul kind of thing. There's no... It's the reason why... what's the word I'm looking for? Poses are so much more riveting. You don't want just someone T-posing in front of you unless that's what you were going for. But it's less interesting. You know what I mean? So we'll go ahead and try with the icon. I don't think there's anything that y'all will be seeing that's going to be a problem. We will see. If so, then I will remove that from the internet. Like, I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to be safe. I need to figure out my whole VPN thing and why it doesn't like OBS, but I'll figure that out. Let's see. Downloads. Okay, so that's not there, or it's not counting. Let's see, these are clips. Let's see if I can open it with Krita. Okay, Krita does not support that. Open with Paint. I don't want to pay for Clip again. I mean, I guess I could open it on my iPad and do it that way. Can I convert it maybe? Open it with Notepad. No. I might need to resave, resend. Oh. Twitch flagged the songs that we had last time, by the way. It said that there was copyright. I need to do, even though it said specifically not copyrighted music. So I don't know. I don't know. I might have to do a little bit of research of maybe the auto determining for Twitch is kind of bullshit. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and unmute desktop audio for right now. Let's see here. Okay. I'm just gonna see if y'all can hear that. I'm just gonna... Okay. Looks like it does. We will see if that's just the vibe, you know what I mean? We'll see if this one gets flagged. And I'll also do some research as far as determining like what is flagged, what's not. And just because it auto flags doesn't mean it's like good. This shake needed more milk. A little too a little too not liquidy. Alright. What are we doing? We got music in the background. We got oh, right. It was the images. We converted them. I apologize if there's noise in the background. Be free to let me know. I'll try to gate it a little bit. I have the dishwasher running. So scuffed. Let's see here. I mean, technically I only really have to send one, so let's go ahead and open you. And we'll save it as, I'm assuming JPEG works. We're just going to move forward with the JPEG. Okay. Now we send it on its way to me. And let's see if I got it. Well, it's probably not split. We shall see. I was having issues with this yesterday. I kept on trying to send it over and over again. I was like, oh, why isn't it showing up? Is it too big? And I thought it was too big. And and then eventually when I finally got it to work and sent all the individual emails and all that stuff, it finally showed up. So I have so many copies. Alright, so go to downloads, maybe. There she is. Look at her. I don't... How do y'all feel about the white background? I don't know how I feel about it. Right? I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not a fan. Let's see. What should we do, chat? Because I'm going, at least for her, I'm going with the idea of what do you call it? Where you choose not complementary colors, but you choose 3 colors that are equal distance apart on the color wheel. So I have orange, I have purple, and I have green. Right? Those are equal distance with each other. And it's a little more complex, and I tried to vary as far as contrast and all that stuff. I'm still, you know, learning as far as proper usage of color, coming from a guy who refused to use color because it would always ruin my drawings when I was younger. But I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to learn how to use it properly. Feel free to call me out on that shit. Being like, hey, these colors don't match. You're a little off. I'm also not over the fact that the egg looks like a watermelon. Because it's supposed to be swirling in green, because the center power, or the center soul, is supposed to be green, like a forest green. This is going to be the same color as the main model, or it's the main eye color of the main model. So it kind of matches up in that way. And then Mama Dodo's eyes are going to be orange. And then I don't think the Cat Hydra's eyes are going to be really detailed, because I feel like if you have too much detail in a certain thing, it's just not good. You know what I mean? It just brings your eyes want to go into too many different directions. You get exhausted, and I don't want. Don't get me wrong. I want your eyes to be on the character to some degree. You can like pulled to the video, but I don't want you to be. I want you to enjoy the gameplay. You know what I mean? So let's see here. Maybe something like. Maybe. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I really don't want to hook up my iPad. just to kind of mess with it. You know what? Stop being lazy. Idealist, stop it. Stop being lazy. Stop it. Stop. I need cord management. I need cord management, yeah. I need cord management, yeah. I hope these songs are... We'll see. I don't... At this point, I won't trust YouTube anymore, where it's just like, totally perfectly good for stream. Don't switch. Cancel. Let's see here. capture card. There we go. Y'all see it? Sure. Yep, y'all see it. Okay, good. I could see why people are benefiting from a third monitor. You know what I mean? Where so you would always have the stream up. Also, maybe I should not have OBS up and I should just have the stream up on my other one. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. You know what? Let's try that. We'll do it right here. Oh, a game ready driver? You don't say. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a green. That's too much like the purple. We don't want to make it too dark. We don't want to make it too light either. Well, the light actually ain't bad. Maybe a little more darker. No. 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 See, I get here and I'm like, I want it a little brighter. How's that look, chat? How are we looking? For someone who didn't want to put this in art, I'm doing a lot of art. Am I right or am I right? We'll do this for now. Okay. And now I'm gonna switch y'all back. Because I gotta send it to my own stuff and I don't want y'all to see it. Oop. Bruh. Why is the Discord so big? Maybe I'll install a plugin for OBS that will auto-fit to the screen or something. That would be pretty handy. But that's kind of on the list for Thursday. It's kind of looking at extensions for things, mostly for Twitch, but we're also going to be looking at OBS. Stuff like things that I want y'all to be able to interact with. Alright, we're just actually going to plug this. Boop. Thank you, Capture Utility. You're good. Wait for that to arrive. I guess while we're doing that, anything new that's happened to me? Just pretty much this, just starting up. been trying to keep consistent with my workouts. I don't know how y'all have been, if you're staying active and or you're trying to do that, but the one that helped me was that I split it up into, I'm doing the core leg one day, push muscles one day, pull muscles one day. Then I do a break. Then I work out with my brother, who's a personal trainer. And before you're like, oh, Lucky, that's so good. That boy's expensive. So expensive. So, and that, I mean, it does give me a quote-unquote discount, but it's so much money. Well, that's because, like, he knows his stuff. So, and if I become, like, a member of the club, it's going to be just as expensive, if not more. So it's like, it doesn't even matter. Okay. That's not bad, right? I like that. No inactive channel. Automatically move members to this channel and mute them when they have been idle for longer than inactive timeout. Bro, what? You just like, oh, you're not participating? Into this section with you. That's not great. Let's see here. System messages channel. Send random welcome message when someone joins the server. Prompt members to reply to welcome messages with a sticker. Send a message when someone boosts the server. Server setup. Display show boost progress bar. This bar will display in your channel list attached to your server name. I guess I can do that. But I've already boosted. Huh. I definitely did boost. So, hopefully I won't do all this work and find out that I did the wrong one. I hope not, but we'll see. Alright, so... add your first app. Check it out. What do we got? Automatic time zone conversions. That's pretty good. I'll add that. Okay, so friend zones make sense. Friend zones. Time zones make sense, right? Because we want people from different places to be able to utilize that. Let's see. Double counter. Server is a Discord security bot built to protect communities from user bots, webhook hacks, and other security compromises. Moderation and tools. Me6 is the best app to build, manage, and grow your Discord server. Setup moderation. Lets you set up and customize to make the most of your server. Set up Twitch and YouTube alerts to ping all your members whenever you go live on Twitch or post a new video on YouTube. Okay, this sounds pretty promising. Change the avatar and name of Me6 in your server to make it more personalized. Oh, I can make Mama Dodo be Me6 or one of the Hydra heads. Okay. Put your server from best-in-class moderation tools, set up reaction roles, where users can get a role by simply clicking a button. I wonder if that's the one that was being utilized by Pirate Software. Send welcome and goodbye message to users they join or leave the server. Automatically give roles to new members with your auto roll feature. Track and reward most active users with XP points and roles. Get statistics, so much more. This one looks pretty good. Confirm you want me to use the following missions. So here we have commands, permissions, etc. Okay. So it pulled up a different one. It's like a whole different essentials, plugins, etc. Automations, alerts. How much does it cost to upgrade to premium? Oh, that's it? Oh, it's how much per month? I thought it said $417 a year. I was like, oh, I'll pay for that. Basically, I have the option to upgrade forever with $90, or I can pay a year's worth for $50. So, aka 2 years. Now, it would have been better if I use it for more than 2 years. It's better that if I use a lifetime. For now, since we're just figuring stuff out, I need to do more research as far as what this is. So, we're not going to pay for anything yet. More or less just kind of seeing what Pirate Software is utilizing for, because essentially it's like a button like this, and then, can you see the highlight? Yeah. It's kind of like buttons like this, except then, like, it will fill in the role that way. So it's not like a checkbox or a reaction. It's something that you click and then you're automatically put into a box that will unlock different sections of the server to you depending on what it is that you're interested in which for now it would probably be art and games, because those are kind of the big two. Actually, art, games, and streaming, because I'm kind of going hard into like VTubing and PNG tubing and stuff like that. So that would probably also be something in there as well. get that up. And then I'll also have like resources in there for resources that I've gathered from people and that I used that helped me, as well as my own resources maybe I'll edit out some of my VODs to be a little bit more clear and concise, and then have that be kind of like a tutorial, not really a tutorial, but like vlog, maybe? I don't know. Let's keep on looking at the apps. Fresh Talk, set automatic TikTok video and live notifications. Do we have that anymore? We don't got TikTok anymore, do we? Wheel of Names. What? Wheel of Names bot takes your command, spins the wheel with your inputs, and announces a random winner. So it's basically just, if I want to spin the wheel for something, then you kind of just, you know. Oh, rototo, rototo. Temp voice, creating temporary voice channels. Patchbot. Patchbot makes a lot of sense for if I need to make patch notes. Simple poll. Moderation tools. Probot. Make a professional server. Welcome images, voice text levels, reaction roles, logs, moderation, and many, many more. I can see the most active members. Okay, so I was considering doing something to do with like a rank system, because I have to think about it long term, right? If I'm going to be building a community built around self-development, developing one's skills as one desires, and whether that be anything from, you know, woodworking to drawing to like literally homework, like at school. School in of itself is a journey of self-improvement, even though it doesn't feel like it. And I don't have the best opinion as far as the educational system, at least here in my country. But at a certain point, you're going to get to a level where you're satisfied with it, right? You feel it, like, don't get me wrong, you'll never get perfect, but you will get pretty far. And I think adding levels or tiers, so that way you're like, okay, so these are the people who are really new, like really, really new. Like, I would consider myself, like, I like the way one of my friends described my art skills, which is better than most, but I wouldn't pay you to make art for me. And I like that description, where it's like, I'm better than average, yeah. And I'm improving. I actually really like how Mama Dodo came out. I feel like it's some of the best stuff I made in a really long time. And so like other people look at it and they're like, wow. It's like, I only draw stick figures, but I don't know if I can learn how to draw, right? You put those people, but if you compare my art to something like some of the really, really good VTuber models that are out there, and the way the artists and stuff like that, and it's like, it's not even a comparison, right? And it's one of the biggest reasons why I don't want to wait until I'm an expert, is because I want to create a community where we're building those skills together. I'm not leading the way. Well, I'm kind of leading the way in the same way of like, I'm only a few steps ahead, carving the path a bit. You're with the journey with me. Like, you're not learning. I guess you are learning from me a little bit, but not in a way of like a teacher, but instead of like, what's the best way to describe it? Maybe like if you were in a group, like a study group with like the smart kid in class. You know what I mean? Where it's like, he's not the teacher, but he's kind of putting in a lot of work to figure everything out. So, like, learning from him would feel like you could ask the smart kid the questions that you wouldn't normally, that would feel embarrassed to admit to the teacher that you wouldn't know what you're talking about. And it's less intimidating. Like, if I was an expert and I had a lot of really good professional art, and you're starting from nothing, it's intimidating to come up to them and like improve on yourself, because the distance is very wide. And I want to create a community that's based around like a bunch of people that are similar in skills, helping each other get better. You know? And I don't want, or I feel that it's going to be difficult for people to kind of lift each other up when it's like you have somebody who's like really, really, really skilled in a group of people who are not anywhere close to them. That feels demotivating. That feels, at least for me, I would be demotivated. I would be both inspired and demotivated at the same time, because it's like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I could never get to that point. When in reality, you 100% can. But what you're seeing is a lot further down the road than you think it is. And when you're trying to build something one step at a time, it could be arduous thinking about how long that trail actually goes. You know what I mean? And so putting tiers, because I also don't think it's like, oh, you've reached your potential, stop learning. I don't want that either. I want there to be people, I want you to keep learning and growing in your own way forever, until you die. Like, I think that's what really kind of is a special spice of life, you know? So I don't want people to be like, oh, you've gotten so good that now you can't, you're not really, you don't have that community anymore, right? Because you're it's kind of like a super senior hanging around with a bunch of sophomores. You know what I mean? You're just like, what are you doing here? You're like, this is not where you should be. And one, I don't want that kind of mentality, but I also don't want the idea. I was like, oh, you graduated, good job. You don't have to do this anymore. So having tiers where it's like, okay, we have like the base tier where it's like, this is where you start. This is where you're working on fundamentals. This is where like you're going from stick figures and having proportional issues and like perspective and color theory and like all this kind of stuff. And I would even argue that there needs to be a kind of layer for every fundamental, because just because you're good at perspective doesn't mean you're good at anatomy. It doesn't mean you're good at shading. Or light. It doesn't mean you're good at color. So just because it's like, oh, my perspective is amazing, I can make these really great, amazing city landscapes and stuff like that, but as soon as you throw color on it, it looks like absolute, just horrible. And you're like, okay, so I'm like intermediate for perspective and lighting, but color theory, I'm basic, right? And that kind of will give people like, okay, the opportunity to try to flesh out where it's like they show an option of their improvement with lighting, but they draw like an amazing like pose and have excellent understanding in anatomy. I think maybe asking my community to try to judge if there's also going to be a section for judgment and like support group, and then there is a what's the word I'm looking for, where you kind of break it down in notice like faults. I don't remember. Anyway, just in case you haven't noticed, I have that weird brain problem maybe it's autism, who knows, where I lose words, where, like, you know, the cat from, I was going to say The Land Before Time. No, Adventure Time. See, this is what I mean. The cat from Adventure Time, the demon cat, the cat of approximate knowledge, where the cat knows everything approximately. That's what I have. I have the curse of that. My words, my life is a fill-in-the-blank test, but that's just how I think. Where it'll just remove a word from my brain. And my brain is like, we'll just try to find a word that's as similar to it as possible, because that word doesn't exist anymore. So I'll mix things up where I'll either completely forget a word, or I'll say a word that is close to either by meaning or pronunciation. So I miss up cilantro and crap. What is the other word? What is wrong with me today? Maybe I'm just dehydrated. Cilantro and the other one. That's a the other one that makes any sense at all. This is why I need a good chat. Not a good chat, an active chat, so they can tell me the word that I'm missing. Anyway, I mix up words. Either they sound similar or they mean something similar. So I probably will add an emote with that, because it's going to be common enough that especially with the amount of talking that I'm doing, I'm going to be doing it at least once or twice a stream. And I don't mean like the day, I mean a stream. That means one or two for each of the 4-hour streams. I'm probably going to mess it up. And the more I'm trying to focus on something, the more that's going to end up happening. I don't even know what I was talking about. I've kind of lost my complete train of thought here. Oh, we were talking about ranks. So we want kind of like, all right, let's see here. As we talk about it, let's just make it, right? Because that's kind of the whole point of this, is taking the steps necessary to make something concrete and not just in my brain. Because that has been my experience with creating for most of my life, which is all internal, not physical manifestation. Thus, I am lacking in the skills and manifesting, but proficient in the skills of putting things together mentally. Besides words, apparently. So, let's see here. So we have text, we have voice channels, right? So let's see here. We have a text channel. We'll call this channel art. No capitalized. Interesting. Art. So create. And then we'll have another channel called game development. Okay, so we have general chat, we have art chat, we have game development chat. Created by, edit channel. Interesting. Create webhook. I don't know what that is. Managing integrations. That's pretty... It looks like we're figuring out integrations for this. There's lots of ways to customize your Discord server to make it your own. You can add bots to help with moderation, organization, or fun and games for your friends and community, which, by the way, I am planning to put together like anti-bot measures and anti-raid measures just in case, as well as moderators looking for like certain kinds of words. So, like, don't get me wrong. I have the kind of content that I'll be putting out. It is under the assumption that you are of 18 years old. But I am still going to not allow like not safe for work content, like cussing and things of that nature, like excessive cussing. I'm probably gonna have it. I don't think it's gonna be bannable, but it's definitely gonna censor you. But like, there are probably going to be children, like not children, but people less than 18 who want to develop themselves and get better and all that other good stuff, which should be fine. We'll kind of see how the song and dance goes, as far as, you know, how it's gonna work, because I'm going into horror stuff, but I'm also going forward with like a kind of cute outward appearance and a horror inward appearance, and I've never really assigned myself with the idea of you know, children not being like exposed to horror. I think it's important that they are exposed to horror. So we'll see how, you know, where that line is and how I can kind of tread it in a way that will allow a good, healthy mentality in a community, and how I can support people regardless of age and gender identity and all that other good stuff. Oh, and of course, like, no hate stuff. You know what I mean? Pretty much just don't be a dick. That's gonna be one of the biggest rules in the thing. Is just don't be a dick. Simple as that. Let's see. Let's make sure everything is looking just fine. All right. Maybe just chatting. I'll figure out the categories things later. For now, I keep on getting distracted, getting back and forth on it. But anyway, integrations. Integrations page is a place to manage all bots, webhooks, and other apps to add to your server to make it your own. For streamers and content creators, it is also the place to manage your Twitch and YouTube integrations. Webhooks. Here we go. Webhooks are a simple way to post messages from other apps and websites into Discord using internet magic. You can learn about the specific intro to webhooks help article. The webhook page allows you to see all the webhooks that have been added to your server and then add them when and what channel they post to. Okay. So I noticed this with pirate software as well, that they made it so that there was a section where whenever anyone did a TTS in stream, it would auto post in a text chat, as well as the link to that specific stream where it was the question was answered. So if you had a particular question, you would essentially search that like text chat, see if that question was answered, then go to that specific stream to see what the answer to that question was. And I did like that a lot. I think I would see that. I think I could see that more in like advice, maybe. Maybe I'll have like an advice section. Channel following. See all the channels your server is following in one place. Channel following allows you to follow announcements, channels, and other Discord servers into your own. Twitch and YouTube integrations. You're a streamer. Actually, yeah, integrations. Let's see here. Streamer mode enabled. Hey, look at that. Can I hit integration? Alright. Hell yeah. So art, general game development. So, but in art, maybe create a channel called art. There we go. And then oh, hold on. Maybe create a category. Art. There we go. Okay. Delete that. So we have art, right? And then we're going to create under art. We're going to create, like, let's see here. What do I have under the pirate software with this one? I don't see that I've written down. Man, I'm bad. Anyway, so we'll do art, and then we'll do sources. We'll do FAQ, advice. Two things that I wanted to point out, or definitely two that I wanted to put in there, is not content. What am I thinking of? When people make their own drawings and art and things of that nature, we want. What was it? Submissions, maybe? One thing I was kind of going back and forth on is having people have to link their YouTube or Twitch account. I saw Shy Lily do that, in which that would help prevent bot raids, because then you can't just go in there and then just make them all go through. Like, each one has to be verified, and that whole process for every one individual would just be so tedious. But that process is also super tedious. You know what I mean? So, like, why? I think that would turn a lot of people off of it. I think as long as there are enough bots to, for lack of a better word, eat all the bot raids and stuff like that, I feel like would be fine. I guess the best I can do is just put what I would consider a good amount of protection for things that I can think of, and then when the inevitable things going wrong happens, I build something to protect against that from happening a second time. I feel like that's all I can really do. Anyway, content support. Not content. What is it? What's the word? My brain's just not functioning today. I think I'm just tired from yesterday. Content. Basically, what I'm trying to do is that people can post works of art that they're working on, but with the caveat of like one section is for like, I want to feel good from this, right? Because I'm a firm believer that both support and gosh, what is the word? Yeah, there's something wrong with my brain today. I think it's honestly allergies. I woke up with like a huge headache and I just wasn't feeling that great. But when I walked outside, my car was covered in pollen, so I think it might be just allergies. And spoiler alert, when you get older, as you for every year, I wouldn't say every year, but I would say once every like 3 or 4 years, my allergies develop a different symptom. Like, it's like evolving. One time, like, I would have consistent allergies. I would have the sniffles, I would have eye itching, you know, whatever. And then I remember, I think I was like 26, 27, something like that. And suddenly I was just exhausted, like all the time. And it turned out that allergies, the new symptom was fatigue. I would just get fatigued. And especially spring. Spring in general has always been rough for me. And it seems maybe now is like just a really bad headache. So that's what I'm at. So I apologize if I am more rambly than usual. Granted, you've only seen me a single day. I promise I'm not as rambly, I'm not as forgetful. But with a headache, you just do what you can. You know what I mean? Anyway, so one section is for support, and then the other section is for like breaking things down and giving some like good feedback, right? So maybe support and feedback would be good too. Content support. Let me look, because I still have. Like, I still have my other Discord up on my phone. And let's see. Dungeons and Dragons, art, commissions, animation, concept art. But I am liking how he has it split up into like 3D modeling, animation, illustration, photography, pixel art, stuff like that. That would be pretty good. This one is, we're just gonna do content support for now, and then content feedback. And what both of these mean is that you post one to get supported. This is the one where it's just like, oh, that looks amazing, you did such a good job. Like, oh, great, that's so much, like, you've really improved. Like, and then feedback is like, okay, it was like, well, it's like, the eye looks a little off, the arm looks like it's in a different spot. Like, you want... There are different times where you want different things, where you need different things. And it has been not even argued, a lot of arguments. It's been painted as a gender difference, right? The classic argument of like, when a girl comes to you with a problem and you try to fix it. In reality, you guys are asking, you're one person's asking for something, but you're giving the alternate. Right? But both are equally important. Like, for the people who are advocates of feedback only, you need that support in order to even do it in the first place, because it's daunting. It's scary to put yourself out there and like be vulnerable to someone. Is something like, that's not something a lot of people, like many people, are able to do. And sometimes you just need to be supported. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. And when it comes to creating art for me, like, I have to stop myself from my feedback part of my brain, at least temporarily. Because, like, for a long while, the part of my brain that was for feedback would just get thrown in during the creative process. And, like, you know what, I feel we're just putting art. I'm updating it to art. we're just talking about art, we're just talking about stuff like this. But like the part of my brain that's just like, hey, it's like this, there's something wrong with this, there's something wrong with that, you need to edit this, and I'm not even done yet. So by the time, like, and then I'm fixing things, and I'm constantly fixing things, and I'm constantly adjusting things, and it's one of the problems with liking art and wanting to be a part of art and enjoying art, but not developing your own skills at the same time. So I have an eye that says like, hey, this is off. Like even in this PNG, example, I know the top part of the wing coming up shouldn't be coming up. Like, it shouldn't be doing that. In fact, there's a line that's a random there that shouldn't be there. Oh, anyway. So like, there's parts that like I'm not gonna really like, that I know next time to look for, or if it really, really bothers me, I'll stop. But there are times when you need the support in order to get yourself to the finish line. Like, in order to finish the art piece, at least I need that support. Which is why a lot of times, like, doing art out in the open is really terrifying, because that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get that. But what I'm trying to kind of hit home is that when someone is creating, during the creative process, that's when you support. You support during the process. You give feedback once the process is done. There was I forget his name. I want to say it was a comedian, but it was a discussion about honesty. And it was a combination of the honesty without tact is cruelty mindset, and the idea of there's a difference between being mean and being honest. And in this example, he was sitting at a play that his friend was like the head person for, and it was not good. it was not a good play. But when she was done, and she like came up to him and was all excited and like really much in that mindset of like, oh, we did it, it was so good, it was so amazing. Like, and she asked him about his opinion, because she knew that he would give her an honest answer. And she said, and he told her, I'm so happy you invited me to watch your play. And she was elated by that response, because it was a true response, but he didn't actually answer the question, right? And then he decided to call her the next day and was like, hey, if you have a moment, can I give you some feedback for the play that you had yesterday? And she was like, sure, yeah. And then they had a good conversation. But if you gave that feedback while she was elated and excited and proud, and you're just like, that sucks, or that he's like, hey, you could have worked on this, that would put such a damper on it. And when emotions are so raw in that moment, like, feedback that's not the place for it. You want support in that time. And for me, when creating, and like, especially if I'm going to be public with it, like, as I'm creating stuff, as I'm drawing, and as I'm doing that kind of stuff, there are going to be people who are going to try to give me feedback, and I'm going to be very politely letting them know, like, hey, feedback is on another day. Today is just a vibe and support. We're just cultivating an environment that allows a good creative freedom and process and mentality that allows growth in a healthy way. And then once it's been created, once we're done, then we have a day where we go back and be like, hey, this is feedback time. And we go right into it and be like, okay, it's like, this part's a little weird, this part's a little off, this shading's a little needs a little bit of this color palette is a little meh, like that kind of stuff. So creating two different sections one for support, one for feedback. One is, I'm really proud of myself. I would like some kind of validation. You know what I mean? Hopefully not addicted to it, but validation, as horrible as it may be, as if like it becomes a problem in an addiction of itself, is so important when it comes to like really putting that feedback part of the brain, you know, that little serotonin, the little, probably oxytocin probably somewhere in there as well. You know, the good stuff. And, you know, just getting that feedback to it. And then the feedback is the one where it's just like, hey, this is something that I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I'm not seeing it. What do y'all think? Or it's something, it's like, hey, this is something I'm really proud of, but I want to get better. What do y'all recommend? And then that's a whole different feedback section. And none of this, and I repeat, even if it's in the feedback, it's constructive feedback. And I want to make that clear as well. Where you don't want just saying like, it's bad. That doesn't help anyone at all. If anything, it just helps the person who said it feel a little better about themselves. That is literally it though. No, nothing else matters. So you need to be able to, like, knowing how to give feedback is a skill in of itself. And you know what? I'm just putting the channel in here just so I remember it. How to give feedback. There we go. There'll be a little section here. It'll probably be under sources. He's like, hey, how to, like, there's going to be a little bit of rules between each one. So then we have art advice, then we have content support, content feedback, just in general. But now we want to do different, like, fundamentals, right? So we want to do, hold on here. Is it bad that I don't know the art fundamentals? Woo! Probably indeed. Alright, so it would be do we want to make it so that the channel is the fundamentals, and then you have different people who are at different stages? Or do we want subsections that are at different stages, where it could be like, oh, so expert level in shading, what that looks like, beginner level in shading, what that looks like? Or do I want to put beginner, advanced, expert, and then under the beginner, expert, like you under the beginning, middle, expert, then you go into the fundamentals, right? So if you're a beginner, then you only see the beginner stuff. I don't know, because it's also a good idea to, like, I don't know, because it's good to be inspired. It's just that you want to grow together, right? Maybe if you're, and also you would have to determine, like, what do you consider yourself, right? Do I have a graduation from tier 1 to tier 2? I don't think so. Because on one hand, you can decide to graduate people. It's like, do I make it a community thing where they vote in determining someone is good enough to move on to the next tier? I don't think I'm going to have, like, a group of, I don't think it's going to be like a mod decision, because at that point it's just artists judging artists, and I kind of want to avoid that if possible. I think it would be a good idea to do fundamentals and then do beginner, intermediate, expert under each fundamentals, so that people can see, like, this is what an expert version of this looks like, this is what a moderate looks like, this is what a beginner looks like. Well, I also don't like that either, because that's perspective, right? I don't know. But I guess the only way to know is to make it and see what works and see what doesn't. I wish I could prevent it, but I mean, I shrugged like you can see me, but I'm shrugging. Let's do, I mean, should we do something similar to Pirate Software, make a different section for everything? Like 3D modeling, 3D printing, animations, concept art, crafts, illustration, photography, pixel art, random doodles, texturing, rigging, traditional UV mapping. I think that's pretty good. I don't know. I do not know. Let's just put it down though. We can rearrange it later. So, let's see. Composition. Sorry if you heard the vibration. I took my phone off my desk. Perspective. Color. Anatomy. Form. Like anatomy. Oh, anatomy. Perspective, form, and structure. Oh, that's more it isn't. Lighting. See if I got all of them. I'm just going through them all. Form, check. Perspective, check. Anatomy, check. Composition, check. Lighting, check. This one doesn't have anatomy. Oh, it does have anatomy. What is it that I'm missing? Color. Yeah, this one doesn't have color. It's fine. Probably fell under value. It's fine. So we have that, and then we have beginner. So we have beginner. Maybe like I can make roles where whatever you're interested in, you have to choose between beginner, intermediate, or expert, and you can decide your roles, maybe? Because I feel like someone telling you that you're not good enough sucks. But I also don't want people to be like, I'm an expert, and then they put themselves an expert, and then everyone in there is just like, bro, what are you doing? Right? Like, what are you talking about? You're intermediate, definitely. Where there's like a line in the sand, and I'm creating an environment where there are lines in the sand. So I guess what I would have to do is, if I am going to go the route of beginning, medium, and easy, medium, and hard, well, that's always an archaic way of thinking, right? It's one of the reasons why Dark Souls is considered really, really good, because its difficulty is a natural kind of like progression of what you are and are not able to do, versus an arbitrary line in the sand that you don't know if you are or not, because it's subjective. So how do I know that you are a beginner, or like in the middle, or an expert? What would I consider that? But I guess the question is, what would I consider a basic understanding, right? So when I think of beginning, I think of, you know what, I'm opening a little notepad on my computer. So like, beginner, or basic, let's do basic for now. From zero experience to a basic understanding. So like, basic, I think most people are moderate, right? People tend to already have a basic understanding due to education. Like, education, at least in my country, like, covers the basics for even art fundamentals, right? Where it would be difficult to say, like, I had zero experience, right? And that doesn't mean it has to be educational experience, it's just experience in general. And from zero experience to a basic understanding, I think graduating from basic is just a fundamental understanding and application of what the purpose is. Like, why. Answering why it's important. And how it's important. Like, unless you understand the why and the how, you're not going to be able to build on it. So, let's see. Understanding the why and how. So, like, why is lighting important? What are the fundamentals of lighting? So, the fundamentals of lighting is figuring out the direction of the light, and it is brighter towards the direction of light and darker away from the direction of light. And that's about it. Now, do you kind of then, is understanding that's what the basic is? Or is the line understanding that there's backlight, where there's light reflected off of other surfaces and it causes a reflection back up? Do we go into detail on how different surfaces interact with light? How, like, a shading of a cue ball looks very different than a drywall, right? So, like, reflection, and we're talking about translucency, we're talking about, like, all that stuff. Is that also basic? Or is that intermittent? And I guess the question is, what's the end of intermittent then? If that is intermittent, which I have the inclination to say, if you're talking about backlighting and like surface level, kind of like the texture of things, you've reached into intermediate, right? That's not basic. Basic is like you've graduated from stick figures to understand that there's a sun outside, right? You've applied something that wasn't being applied before is basic. Is the existence of the thing in your work. But that also makes intermediate very large. Like really large. So, because you have lighting. But maybe I should be making, instead of an art, is there a subgroup? So, because this is me making a channel, right? So all of these are channels. But again, like, as I said, there's lighting, and then there's... Like, lighting should have its own sources. Right? Of, like, good videos of how to light properly, how to do lighting properly. It should talk about how different textures and different reference photos. Like, ooh, references. Like a place to actually put all your references and stuff that'd be pretty solid for art. And then if you need like a really good reference for like certain things, you would be like one of the rules in the references is that you would type out what the reference is to, so like wood or tree, and then you would kind of hashtag that. And so that when you look in references, you can be like wood, and then you would open up the references, and then you can just pull what other people have used for reference. And I think that would be kind of the key. It's like it's something that you had to have used for something that you were trying to grow upon. Hold on, can I do something fancy? Hold on, I'm gonna do something kind of dumb. Color source, image. Text. I can just do this. I can just do this. It's so bad. Hold on. Insert transition. Insert away transition here. This is so dumb. It's so dumb. Outline trying to alignment. Oh, nope. Ah. Where you going? That's so dumb. Oh, it's so dumb. I was talking, I was like, man, I kind of need to go. Oh, this is so dumb. Look at it. It's so bad, it's good. You know what I mean? Alright. I will... I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. That still makes me laugh. That's so funny. That's so dumb. Alright. And then I'll just... Boop. I also realized that we need to update the socials and shit stuff too. It's fine. I'm not gonna say I'm on a roll, but I am liking where my head's at for this for right now. Anyway, so lighting, there's different parts of lighting. There's backlight, there's surface, there's texture, there's like colors, then we're kind of dipping into a little bit of color theory, aren't we? We're talking about what lighting kind of looks good, right? Because then I feel like we're going into an area of like what I would consider much higher level, where it's just that which light looks good for what, right? Expert level is like going into subjectivity, right? Where it's understanding it in a level of subjectively, this looks good. For this specific scenario, this specific situation, this is what looks good. So, I think that's when you get into the, that's when you get into the highest thing. Is that me 6 notifying me? I was just saying. Hey manatees, what's up? How are you doing? Thank you. Literally just looked around for some like. Oh, I did not know your Twitch. I was just like, all right, Idealist, you got this. It's a random person on the internet that you don't know. You could do a good job. How you doing, man? I managed to find this YouTube video of like Twitch safe chill music, and I'm just like, all right. Thank you. Oh well, you're just propping me up. Today I'm basically just trying to figure out a good way to put together the Discord for community and stuff like that. And then I kind of got stuck talking about the art section and how I want to kind of go about doing that and creating a community where they kind of like build off each other and support each other and give each other feedback, but in a way that's not like gatekeepy. And I'm trying to decide like because if you have people who can't draw stick figures along with people who are like super artists, that could deter a lot of people from like really giving it a shot. So I kind of want people around the same level to kind of lift each other up, but not make it so that it's so arduous. It's so intimidating that it kind of stops them. But at the same time, that means I have to find a line somewhere that's not like so subjective and to the point where it's just like, then you have like elitists, people being like, you're not good enough to be in the intermediate section, that's stupid. And realizing it's more complicated than the original surface level thought. But yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna make a section for art, I'm gonna make a section for game development, I'm gonna make a section for streaming, as well as and some VTubing and PNG tubing, and pretty much everything that I want to kind of dip my toes into and work on these streams. I want to have a community and section where people who have interest in that can develop those skills around the same time. So, something small, not arduous and or complicated or difficult at all. just casually building a community in a place that supports that. Do you happen to... Thank you. I am trying. And then at night I play horror games. So that's just the antithesis of my vibe, and I love it. Now I don't know how familiar you are with Discord stuff. I know, right? But do you have any like apps on Discord or something that you recommend for Discord that you know off the top of your head? Because I'm gonna do more research into it, of course, but I also know that you're a really smart dude who has hands in a lot of different places, so you might know. Yeah. There is one for, I looked at a couple of references. I looked at a couple like streamers, VTubers. Yeah, me neither. I haven't used bots or anything before either, but I definitely know I need it. If I'm going to be making a streaming server, I'm going to need like a decent moderator to at least prevent like bot raids and stuff like that. But the one that I was really impressed by, have you heard of Thor from Pirate Software? And he's super popular right now on stream for game development. Yeah, like I've checked out his Discord, and it's so good. Like he made it so that when you get in, you choose what you like have interest in, and by selecting those roles, it will allow you to interact with those sections and parts of that Discord. But anything that you're not interested in, it will not show up for you. So it's like you only see what you want to see. But it's like all these different things of everything from like hacking to like art to game development to like all this other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like it allows so many people to be in the same server without like with so many different interests, and especially with me going in a lot of different directions at the same time. I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out like how to go about doing that. I feel like it's gonna be a more than one server thing, or stream thing. I was like, I could probably take that out in 4 hours, and I'm like 2 hours in, and I'm like, well, I got my picture in, and I got a couple of sections. That's what I got. Just usual eyes are bigger than my mouth kind of thing. Oh yeah. I was also kind of just looking at the most popular apps and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, what's the phrase? If you aim for the stars, if you fall short, you'll still be in space. I don't know. You're still suffocating from the lack of oxygen. That's what they say, right? But yeah, no. I also am going to be updating on my socials today as well, as far as because I managed to finish the open mouth picture yesterday. And have you seen this PNG yet? Yesterday? Yeah, I'm really liking it. I think it actually turned out really well. I'm excited. There's bits and pieces on it. Thank you. There's bits and pieces where I'm like, ugh, I want to change that. But at this point, I'm just like, I just need to move on. It's like, yeah, it's not perfect. It's fine. Let's move on to the second one that I will eventually work on. And I don't want to work on this one any more than I have to because I want. It's always been a temporary thing until I can finish my model. So that's also on my list. As soon as I finish kind of getting all the stuff done. Oh, you'll get a kick of this. I also know I need a transition to when I'm away, so it's just nothing there. And this is what I have so far. It's so funny. It's so, I loved it. I'm glad you thought it was funny too. When I made that, I laughed for like a solid minute. It was it's so good. I think I'm gonna keep that until I have something actually like look decent. But it's so good. Yeah. No, it's literally just a text source that I unblind and rewind on OBS. There's no transition. There's no nothing. It's just there and not there. Oh gosh, OBS, yeah. It's so good. I will say setting up for the PNG was like really simple. Like it literally only took me like, I want to say like an hour to, and most of that was just trying to transfer the images from my iPad to my computer because my email was being dumb. Yeah. Especially since I don't have the program on my computer that I do on my iPad. Mostly because I don't want to pay for two. Use iCloud. Oh. You know what? That's smart. Why didn't I think of that? Listen, I'm old. Alright, I realized this yesterday when I was literally like on my email and I was just like, I don't know how to send an email. Oh no. What is wrong with me? I'm so old. What's wrong? I'm one of those. Exactly. Well, I am. My birthday is this month. I am going to be 1 year older. It's going to be crazy. Ancient man, yeah. Old man idealist. It has been my nickname for a long time. Not that I mind. I know I'm not truly old, but I hang out with you youngins. But to be honest, people my age or older are usually really boring. Usually not really like interesting in the slightest. They just talk about their 401k or how much they like boating or some nonsense. Or we just talk about the weather, or they just talk about sports. So that's really it. That's literally all there is to discuss with people my age and older. And I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna go back and play Helldivers. Like, I'm not part of your group. Let's see. What was I doing? Is it your lunch break or something? Oh, you got it on your other monitor. So you're working. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That is so valid. Like, you are more than valid. Literally, honestly, as far as the streaming thing, pretty straightforward. The only thing that has kind of put a damper on things is my VPN is not liking my streaming, like, at all. Like, OBS is not playing nice with NordVPN for whatever reason. So I might have to figure out a workaround and or search around to see if I can get it to do it. Because literally yesterday, it would spam "Welcome to the chat" every minute that I was streaming, because VPNs kind of like disconnect and reconnect every minute or so. And then I managed to fix that, and then now, yeah. Well, I mean, there was one that worked, which was I gave exceptions to OBS. So like the VPN works for everything except for OBS. But then like it wouldn't connect, like the stream information wouldn't update. It wouldn't talk to Twitch anymore. So I think I might have to put an exception for Twitch as well, maybe? But then at that point, why do I have a VPN? Like, the whole point is to protect me when I'm streaming. I don't know. I need to do more research on it. That's probably what, like, most of my, I wouldn't say most of my day for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I also need to do my taxes. I'm such an adult. I'm doing my taxes tomorrow. Mostly because I know if I don't do it soon, I'm going to forget. My priorities are not taxes right now. I'm not focused on that. I'm not looking at my taxes. But yeah. Alright. Me6, what do you want? Yeah, Me6 was like the most popular app. And it came with like moderator tools and all that other kind of stuff. You just sent yours off? Yeah. Yeah. It's luckily all last year it was just one job, so I'm just gonna do like the free tax whatever and just do that, get that over with. Plus an extra money in the pocket. I'm not gonna say no to that. More than likely, you know, I am owed money. But this year is gonna be a little more complicated depending if any of this like gets any kind of profit, then things are gonna get a little nutty. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the Me6 bot. So like it has like a lot of stuff in it, where it's like, oh, it will kind of like auto tag for when you go live and when you post stuff, and they have like groups and mod tools and all that stuff. But a lot of it is like locked behind a paywall, and like I don't mind paying for something that kind of eases the use and benefit of it all, but I have to make sure it's at least useful first before I start spending money on it. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Switching back to trying to work on this section. So like, right now I have all the fundamentals within the art, but I feel like there's so much within each fundamentals that's so important to know that I feel like it needs further. It can't just be art. It needs art, maybe a general art section, and then a new section for every fundamental. Because especially if I'm going to kind of try to have the separation of basic, intermediate, and expert, like, just because you're an expert in one fundamental doesn't mean you're an expert in all fundamentals. Like, you can have just amazing understanding of anatomy and form, but yeah, but as soon as you get color involved, you like shit the bed. Like you're like you need the kind of like that beginner kind of like growth into it. And as far as my current understanding of like where the line should be, intermediate is huge. It's a huge group of people. It's most people who would be intermediate, and I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of groups if it's like 10%, 80% of the different groups. Yeah, exactly. So, and I also don't want a situation where it's like, you have to at least do this in order to move forward, or you need to have people vote in order for you to move up. And like the stuff that would create more work and cause like these weird kind of like elitism that I really don't want to kind of cultivate. But there, like I was using the example of like lighting, right? So with lighting, what I would consider basic is just applying lighting to any degree. Is like understanding that lighting exists and how to kind of put that in your brain. So like lighting, it gets lighter the closer to the light source and darker away from that source. And I think as long as someone understands that, you've kind of understood the basic principle, which is the application of something that you weren't applying before, that you can now apply. Not expertly, but at least a somewhat understanding. Like, it's a fundamental understanding of the thing that you're trying to apply is applied. That is basic. So from stick figure to stick figure with a stick figure shadow, and then the back of the head is like a little darker. Like, that's all that's needed for kind of basic. And then But then you also have like backlighting, and you also have the like transition line where you go from, it's not fully dark, it's not meeting that dark line, you kind of have to blur it, and then the backlighting is the other kind of light that's based on other colors, and the like undershadow where it's like that really, really dark spot underneath where there isn't going to be a whole lot of light interacting with it, and the super bright spot from when the light directly hits it. And then you get into the realm of like different textures and how light interacts with like a cue ball is very different. Yeah, core shadows and reflected light. And then like a cue ball is very different from drywall, right? There's like every dip in like up and down would have deeper shadows or brighter, you know, highlights. And understanding that philosophy of it all, that whole bit I figure is like intermediate. It's like is that, and then maybe expert is when you get into like subjective things, where it's like when you like, how do you know what kind of light to put into a picture? Like, do you want to put a hard light? Do you want to put a soft light? Do you want to use a colored light? And there's kind of like a Venn diagram at that as well, is that you need some color theory to know what kind of backlight would look good with your front light. So it's just kind of like, is that color theory? Is that light theory? I guess a little bit of both. But like, I think maybe expert is application of something that is much more subjective and a lot more specific, where it's like, for this picture, what kind of light should you use? Or what kind of light would look best to you as the person using it? But that's when we come across the problem of like, that's 10%, 80%, 10%. You know what I mean? That's like, that's a lot of middle. That's a lot of middle and understanding that you're building. So maybe I should kind of split it up so it's like basic, and then intermediate 1, 2, and 3, and then expert, maybe. But I also might be just making it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. Maybe it doesn't really matter having everyone from the basic of basic and the expert of experts in the same category. And that it's just okay to just have them all mingle, and then everyone's like okay with being compared to each other. I'm just worried that if you have someone who could barely draw stick figures up against a professional VTuber model who wants to work like a modern drawer, who wants to continue to develop their own skill set in the same room, it's going to make the one who draws stick figures feel like they shouldn't be trying. You know? I don't want them intimidated. I want them inspired, but I don't want them intimidated. Yeah. And I have a couple sections that where it's like content that people can post, where one section is for like support, like beginner section, and then everyone else. At what level do you feel like the comparing yourself with someone better doesn't inhibit you from trying? I feel like that's a consistent thing regardless. I don't think that's just a beginner problem, but maybe that's just me. You know? I know it's kind of like a growth thing though, where it's a human thing more than experiencing, yeah. So maybe it is just a human thing, but I really do want to kind of create the environment where people are willing to try and be vulnerable and be okay with that. That's why it's less scary when there's more people doing it. If everyone is trying hard, or maybe it would be inspiring to see someone with such skill and experience also trying to improve, and be like, oh, they're also still trying. They're not. They themselves don't feel like they've hit the finish line, right? Maybe it would be inspiring. Maybe I'm kind of not giving enough faith in that people will continue, as long as the environment is supportive enough, that it doesn't matter if you're around people who are better than you, it won't deter you. Maybe that's an environmental thing and less of a comparison thing. I don't know. So, in that case, I'll kind of eject the idea of beginner, intermediate, expert. I'll just instead separate things out. I am liking the idea of fundamentals being in different groups, because just because you're good at one doesn't mean you're good at others. Like for me, I'm actually pretty happy with shading. It does need improving, but I'm okay with shading, but my proportions have always been weird. So I think that's a composition thing or anatomy thing. I don't remember. Obviously, I need to read up on my art fundamentals. But color and shading has been one that I've been able to grasp relatively well, relatively easily. Color is one that I'm working on. So maybe. So what sections should be under? I also like the idea of like having a reference section where people can post the references that they've utilized in their own drawings of like, and then when they post a picture of it, or maybe even their board or their mood board or whatever, they can tag like what is part of it. So like what they were searching for, where it would be like jackets or trees or wood or fleece or something like that, and then you can kind of just search within the resources to be like what would be good as a good reference, because finding references is hard, man. It's not. Maybe I'll post my dodo references first. I'll be the first one to be like, this is how you do it. Here's a couple of dodo skeletons utilized for that. But when I want references within each fundamental, I feel like there's the average 5 pictures. Yeah, you would be surprised, wouldn't it? I mean, I will say most of the references I use were fossils. So, however, there were some like artistic drawings, like paleo artists, I want to say, where they kind of recreate the animal kind of deal. So yes, it definitely, as far as in person, definitely not. But I mean, even the one that I'm working on with this, the beak is way too long. But I wanted a dodo that was a lot closer to like the Final Fantasy XIV dodo, where it's a bit exaggerated, where they're a little chubbier, the beak's a little longer, their eyes are a little more beadier, and I kind of wanted to. So it's almost like a cross if I interbreeded a dodo with a kiwi. Kinda. Yeah. Definitely. Look, like, as much as I would like to draw realistic, I do not have the skill set for realism. It is definitely going to be a stylized look, mostly because that is what I am capable of doing, at least for now. Eventually, what I am planning on doing, though, is, like, to kind of emphasize the horror aspect, is the purple aura of it will kind of peel back at certain times, and it will be, like, hyper-realistic horror-esque bones and stuff like that. But that's kind of a project in the works for further in the future, but I think it would be really cool to kind of have those moments of a reminder of like, oh, it's cute and cuddly, but these are undead beings of dark magic. Like, you don't underestimate them. They are violent in nature. I also put a time zone thing in the server as well. I wonder if we I think we have that in our own Discord, if I remember correctly. So I'm pretty sure we have that. Yeah. Especially since we are all like, we specify Eastern or Pacific every time. Or whenever we don't mention that. We're like, wait, what do you mean? I'm pretty sure we do. Because I want to say we did, like, way back when we were doing Final Fantasy more often. We were trying to get on at certain times. I vaguely remember getting it. I don't know if it's still there, but... So maybe, let's see. So we have this section of composition, then we can have sources. Advice. Yeah, maybe having content, support, and feedback is on each one. The reason I have a support section and a feedback section, by the way, is because sometimes you're just looking to get that oh so good. Oh, I put that in the wrong thing. That is like you made something that you're proud of, and you want that kind of like, oh, that's so cool, good job. And then sometimes you want like genuine feedback, where you're like, hey, I want to improve, please tell me. And when you give one instead of the other, it's so frustrating and demotivating for people. So making it clear from the get-go, like, I am posting here for the good vibes, or I'm posting here so I can improve, can really, I feel like, alleviate some pain points. Composition, sources, advice, support, feedback, and references. Yeah, the sources. I like the sources in each one because then you can kind of like post tutorials and stuff that people find online of things, and like it's like these are the like looking at this or watching this, it like helped me with my composition skills. Or then we advise, support, feedback, references. Let's turn this art general. Yeah. $100%. I'm planning to send you all of you guys an invite to the server, because honestly, if anything, that's one of the main things I'm going to post or utilize my like I'm live kind of notification stuff instead of just spamming it in the streamer support every time I'm live. But I wanted to at least make it look somewhat decent before. I'm definitely going to send it to y'all, a few other friends that I know that know that I'm doing this, and then once it's at a place where I feel like random people can kind of come in and still and not get lost from the jankiness of it all, then I'll probably be posting it on my stream stuff and socials. Yeah, I think honestly these 5, I think I'm gonna stick with that. This is a neat song. The first stream yesterday, I put like something similar to this, where there's like good chill background music. That setting was perfectly good for Twitch, and then Twitch like flagged my video saying that it was it was used like music I shouldn't have. I was like, no, what? It said it was fine. What do you mean? So I need to do some research to determine if the auto detector is weird, where it just says it when in reality it doesn't, or if the video lied. Like the YouTube lied. We'll see with this one. Once this VOD goes up, if it says the same thing, then I'm going to potentially assume that it's the indicator that's weird, and not if it was just that video, then it's just between the posting and things now, maybe one of those videos is flagged. Or not videos, one of those songs used is flagged. Perspective. See, I can do permissions. Advanced permissions. Ah, so here we go. This is how I can add roles. No, I want to add art. Hold on. I want to add a role. Maybe that's different. Maybe I have to do something different with it. But it's adding that role of, you're interested in art, and then it'll pop up all of this art stuff will pop up, and then if you're not interested in art, none of it, you won't see any of it. You'll be blind. You'll be unknowledgeable. Now, can I, like, copy the categories so I don't have to do it all over again every time? Doesn't look like it. Okay. That's fine. This is why we do it during streaming. Sources. I will eventually probably make my own music for stream, because I kind of want to also get more experience with that. So, and then I'll also not have to worry about taking it from other places that potentially. I think like just some like good chill vibe ones, and I think it'd be kind of fun to learn how to do all that, you know? Don't get me wrong, I would love to make like a rock song or something like that eventually, but for now, like chill music in the background and learning how to properly use the programs and stuff like that would be really beneficial. I feel like there was something that I was going to add. All right. Sorry, I'm just rocking out to this music. I don't know why. Sources, advice, content, support, content feedback, preferences. Oh, right. I wanted to add. Let me see. How did they do it? Let me see what this is. They're trying to get me back into science. Kind of cringe. Boy. Let's see here. Maybe not a voice channel. Maybe not for this. I definitely do want hangout spots though, that people can actually, you know, hang out. I should make this alphabetical because that'll be can't spell advice to save my life. Apparently also content. Oh gosh. That last note was flat. Just in case, I'm just gonna loop this. I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm gonna loop it. Just in case. Beep. Lighting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. Why did I? Can you do the alphabet? Okay. I'm not gonna admit that I may or may not have gone through the alphabet to determine if that's in fact true. It'd be ice. Let's see. Composition. Yeah. Permission. Let's see. Server settings, roles, create roles. Oh, that's user settings. Server settings. Server settings. Roles. Hey, create role. This is art. Create role. Arts. Oh. I'm not going to do anything crazy with custom colors and rules and stuff like that. Is that how that goes? Is that the role? Is that how that would work? Yeah, I don't think rocks are really old. What is this? Oh, I get it. So it needs a level 2 in order to do that. Okay. Expressions. I don't know any of this really. Okay. Oh, so this makes it so they have to. Gotcha. Okay. So art. Permission, art, to view these channels. And I am back. Good song. Alrighty then. Let's keep moving. Alright. Something can view, send message. I want to create a category. It's like that's not even part of it. Let's see here. Why is it being weird now? Anyway. Server guide, channels and roles. It's like this. There's a section where the people can choose their channels and roles. New channel, hide new channels. Let's go ahead and edit permissions. View, send messages. Oh, welcome back. I also kind of just got back. Send messages. I think if this goes as planned, by creating an art role, I make it so that they can view the channel and send messages within the channel. I would need, I'll probably ask you guys to mess around with it. See what you don't see, what you actually see. And not this one, this one. Perspective. Why would, so we have an art tab for the general discussion, anatomy, color, composition, form, lighting, and perspective, all with sources, advice, content for support, content for feedback, and references. And each of them have been adjusted so that the art role can see at everyone they can't see. Who can access the category? Yeah. Basically, me 6 and guard. Safe. Yeah. I think that does it. And everyone, no. 5, 6, safe. After I add the game development thing, I think what I'll do is, because I still need to go through all the socials and add the icon, the picture to all of them. So I'll go ahead and do that. Because that's really the bigger one, is making sure that my socials are updated accordingly as well. Probably not TikTok now, from what I hear. That one, not so much. Yeah, right? I don't want to necessarily get into how I feel about that one, but whatever. I do have Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Twitter. Do I have a Twitter? I don't have an Instagram. Maybe I should get an Instagram. What is this? Lighting. And... Bro. Which ones haven't I done? Am I done? Yes. But also, okay, I got that, color, got that, composition, got that, form, lighting. And yeah, okay. Issue here is I thought I bought a boost. So either it ran out and I didn't realize it, or I boosted the wrong server, or I'm updating the wrong server. I don't know which. I'll figure it out though. That's not a problem. That's fine. That's fine, baby. Game development. Well, I mean, it says here the buy boost is 0 out of 2, which makes me think that it's not detecting something. So, we'll see. So we want resources, definitely. We want probably a general chat. We want looks like they have like different sections for game code. Such as marketing, game design, game maker, Goda, RPG maker, RenP, Roblox, Unity, game Unreal Engine. I think Unity, Unreal Engine is smart. But I also think there's a lot that goes into game development. That spreads a lot of different ways. I mean, like, if I'm making pixel art for a game that I'm making, I guess I would go into art, not game design. General composition perspective. Should I also go into 3D modeling, animation, concept art, illustration, so honestly, I think my brain's turning a little bit into mush. So I think, at least for now, this is okay. And instead, we will go ahead and update our there we go. We're going to update the socials. Thank you, and that's fine. You are working, my guy. You're fine. You don't owe me nothing, my guy. Let's see here. We want. Let's start with coffee. Where is it? There it is. Let's see here. We want to go to my page. I guess I'll have to figure out if Stripe is good or PayPal's good. I have no idea. Anyway, we want profile. Connect. Twitch chat alerts, chat goal progress, respond to commands. I'll make it so it's every hour chat. I feel like every 30 minutes is a bit much. Got my Twitch and YouTube tied to it. Third, my coffee. Yep, coffee is still there. It is connected. Hello, Mr. Coffee. Hello. You're gonna help me put food on the table. Yeah, why not? Gift the stick. Oh, I can make little gifts for the little notification. That could be kind of neat. That could be fun to do. Goal overlay and all that other stuff. I can do text to speech. I can definitely mess with this later. Honestly, I need to go through to mess with it, put that stuff now, but... There we go. Choose an image. Boop. Apply. Coffee updated. Sweet, sweet. In case y'all want to see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. There's my little coffee. This is, you know, nothing crazy, nothing huge. The coffee, now we go to X. Follow that. Profile. Oh, yeah, I should probably have a header, shouldn't I? Well, once I get my banner and everything set up, it'll be a little bit better. Okay, for now, bio. YouTuber. A crafting. Supportive crafter paleomancer. Builds wants to trying to decide what the bio should be. Let's see. Supportive crafter, paleomancer. Paleomancer who develops skills and plays always. It's not great. Horror and crafting games. I'll put video games for now. She did the banner right there. Okay. We'll have to figure out. Oh, look at her trying to support me. Melon's so nice. So we got X, we got coffee. What else do we want? We want Twitter, YouTube. I'll probably update YouTube as well. And I think that's it. I think YouTube is the last one. Gotcha. The processes were abandoned because... So I tried to transfer stuff into my YouTube channel, at least the VODs. Process abandoned, video was too long. Account verification. I need to verify my account.
In this video, we'll show you how to verify your account.
I'll work on that later. I'll work on the verifying account later. Let's go ahead and update, because I don't want y'all to hear the things that I'm working on. Like, I don't want y'all to have to listen to a video you don't care about. Let's see here. Dashboard. I want... Oh, here we go. Change the icon. There we go. My icons are now consistent across all my socials. Yay! Let's go! Woo! So but we got coffee now hooked into it. I'll need to figure out PayPal. You know what? We can figure that out now. Which is better? Which do you think? Do you think PayPal is going to be better? Or do we think Stripe is going to be better? I haven't even heard of Stripe. But I also know that PayPal isn't super great. But each platform is better suited for different business needs, while both companies specialize in payment processing over in-person transactions. PayPal is better suited for small or new businesses that are just getting started, while Stripe is a better fit for larger companies as it provides more option for payment customization. Sounds to me like PayPal might be it. Main difference between PayPal and Stripe is that PayPal is better suited for small businesses. Logistics it offers an easy setup and does not require advanced technical knowledge. Stripe is better suited for companies that want flexibility and the ability to customize practically every process in the online payment experience. I don't know, chat. I feel like I do love flexibility. Transaction fees. Stripe is 2.9 plus 30 cents. And PayPal is 2.29 plus fixed fee of 9 cents. Let me see something. Let me see something. It's probably me. Yeah. I'm following myself. Technically, yes. Let's see here. Pirate software. Coffee. Okay, so it looks like PayPal, Venmo, or debit card powered by PayPal. So they do use PayPal. So if they use PayPal, I mean, I hate to say like, if Pirate Software does this, then I'm gonna, bro. Listen, when it comes to like security and shit like that, I'm going to take the advice from a guy who was in offensive security for 20 years. I'm sorry, that's just gonna be like, he knows a lot more than I do. So if he doesn't use Stripe, like the reason I'm using Coffee is because he like talked about like the negatives with Patreon. It makes sense. So we'll make a PayPal. But I'm not gonna make it on stream. That is one of the things that I will not do. I will not. I'm gonna have to make a business account sooner rather than later. Make sure that's all good to go. So I'm probably gonna have to do that tomorrow. I'm putting that on the schedule. Do taxes and make business accounts. Ugh. Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever. Meh. Okay. But I think we came a long way. Once I get the business account going, then I can get the PayPal going, which means I can make Coffee going, and then I can, after I get off of this, I'll do channel customization. Everything should still be good to go for the next for tomorrow. If I will do transfer videos into YouTube, and then we're also going to install MyCard. And then Thursday we'll be applying extensions to Twitch, extensions to OBS, and we're just gonna kind of look around and kind of get a start on all that. Now, does this mean I'm not going to work on this Discord on the off hour? No. I might. Well, maybe. Maybe. We'll just kind of see, right? We'll see. But I think for the most part, I mean, when I'm working on something, I want to do it on here, right? Because I want to leave a video trace of something to go back to, something that I can kind of cut from, and then give a little bit of support as far as my journey on making the thing. So as far as I haven't, granted, I didn't specifically look for how to make a Discord server, but at the very least, it's like this, instead of how to make a Discord server, it's this is how I made my Discord server. And then I just edit out the parts that like are actually good information, you know? Okay. Well, I think I've hit my mental load. It seems right about 3 hours. It might be that instead of 4 hours, I do 3. If you know what to say. I think once I get used to it and it's less taxing, I'll be able to do 4 and 4. But for now, I think 3 and 3 is pretty solid for now. So I'll probably be back on around 8. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna eat some dinner. I don't know. It's good to take breaks, y'all. Even for yourself. Like, go eat, spend time with friends, from family, touch grass, enjoy the last bit of sunlight, and, you know, just live a little bit, you know? For me, came back just in time. I mean, there's no... I was going to say, for me, I'm probably not going to touch any grass, but I'm at least going to make myself a decent dinner, some, like, chicken and green beans. I'm actually kind of excited because I found, like, a good combination of oven-cooked green beans in the right amount of seasoning, so it actually tastes, like, really good. But I'm going to try frozen green beans this time around. So I'm hoping that the frozen, like, cooks well, because if it does, then I don't have to worry about the green beans going bad, and I can implement it a lot more in my diet, and I'll be, like, fine. Because the way that I cook it is it takes just as long as it does for the chicken to cook, so it's, like, perfect. And I'm really, honestly, excited. Listen, when food... As a recovering picky eater, when food can be convenient and taste good, that's the sweet spot. When it's like, oh, yeah, I'll let you know. All right, I'll be back again on around 8 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll be playing some more Dead Space leftover from yesterday, and yeah, it should be a good time. So hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. If I don't see you. And have a good one.